You want to make this cotton candy cocoon from killer clowns from outer space? Okay. I'm going to start with this severed head prop. Had this bad boy since 1999. I'm going to make a mold of its face. You can use liquid latex or mold builder for this. I'm going to use the mold builder on this one. I'm going to start off with a box, cut out a hole for the head to rest in. Let's go ahead and tuck that baby in there. Just going to leave the face exposed, what I want to make a mold of. Next, I'm going to cut a hole in this piece of poster board and slide it around the head. I'm going to unroll some cotton balls. We're going to make a base around the head. I start by brushing a layer of the mold builder around the head. Then I run some of the unrolled cotton balls around the head and then cover them in mold builder. Now we proceed to cover the head in mold builder as well. Make sure you get it in all those crevices. Once that is somewhat dry, we're going to repeat that process. The more layers you put on, the thicker it'll be. And I want this baby thick. So I repeated this 15 times. After this thing is dry, about 24 hours, and you're ready to peel it off, you're going to want to cover it in powder or flour so the mold doesn't stick to itself. Just cover that thing and peel it off slowly. And this is what you get. Time to paint it with some high gloss red. Now let's move on to the frame. I used 2 small garbage can lids and some of these aluminum strips from Lowe's. It's going to be the bottom of the frame. I make a few cuts and I slide the strips into the lid. I try to shape this thing to my liking, and I use the other lid as the top. Next, I cut a hole in the top lid and ran a piece of PVC pipe down the middle. This will add some support and allow us to run the hook in later. I got some of these cardboard edge protectors free from the garbage at Lowe's. I'm going to use them as more support and as a spot where I can staple the chicken wire later on. First, I'm going to hot glue the PVC and the aluminum strips into place. Then I run the edge protectors in there and secure them with some good old Gorilla Tape. Make sure I hot glue everything on the top as well. I'm going to use this old ass candy cane decoration as the hook on the top of the cocoon. Let's spray it with this beautiful seaside blue. Beautiful. Now I'm going to take this hardware cloth or chicken wire or whatever the hell you want to call it, and I'm going to run it around the frame and use my staple gun to secure it to those edge protectors. I ran some spray foam around the PVC and the candy cane to secure it into place. Time to shrink wrap this thing. Next, I'm going to work on the rounded bottom with some more chicken cloth hardware wire and then some more shrink wrap. Looks exactly like I planned, except I think it needs some more shape on the bottom. So I'm going to add some of this plastic drop cloth and shrink wrap it to the frame. I guess it works, sure. Let's get that face on this baby. I'm going to use this high-tech method of taping it into place with Gorilla Tape. Here's where shit goes crazy, as I cover this entire thing in spray foam. Then I smoothed it out with this hot foam cutter. And if that wasn't enough waste of time and money, I then covered it with Mod Podge and shop towels before spray painting it pink. It was then that I realized, looks like a goddamn piece of chewed bubblegum. Let's rewind back to this step, and instead of covering it in spray foam, we'll just use this batting I got from Joann Fabrics. I'm going to attach it using this Loctite spray adhesive. Just wrap that sucker up. The batting definitely gives it more of a cotton candy texture. Again, the spray foam is not a necessary step. It gave the entire prop some more stability, but I'm not sure it's entirely worth how much you'll spend on it. You can just attach this batting to the frame right after you shrink wrap it. Learn from my mistakes. That's why I'm here. To F up so that you don't have to. I'm going to try to cover up the seam where I cut. That clump I put on there looks like garbage. I'm going to have to take that off. There we go. Perfectly blended. Now on to the bottom. Okay, so this seam, no bueno. More adhesive and cover it with another layer to blend. Looking good so far. Let's cut out the spot for that face and finish layering the top. When that's all set, it's time to paint it with some matte hot pink spray paint. What can I use for the top of this thing? So I took this flower pot, painted it black, and cut this hole in the top. Then I got some painter's tape on this thing to paint it yellow. Peel off the tape to reveal these perfect lines. I'll fix those later. Had this old hose attachment from a shop vac, so I'm going to paint it this beautiful seaside blue as well. Now we'll run our flower pot and attach it with some spray adhesive. Then I run the tubing. Cut it off where you need to, but make sure you don't cut your hand like I did. Now what can I use for the red ball at the end? Sorry kids, no more badminton. Used a plentiful amount of hot glue to get that thing to stick at the end. Now let's peel the painter's tape off to reveal the face. More spray adhesive to get that batting to stick around it. A little touch up with the pink paint. And there it is, in all its glory. One life-size cotton candy cocoon from killer clowns from outer space.
He's fat.